I want to go back to that news conference. The father of Corey Stingley speaking right now. Corey died after he was restrained during a theft. Let's listen in.
Yesterday, we tried to allow the system to do what it has been put in place to do, which is to represent all of us. And those who are elected to hold certain offices to do the jobs they were put in place to do. And as a father of a 16-year-old young young man who was full of life, as bright and as intelligent as they come, I stand here today and say that we have not been represented. My son had the same inalienable civil rights that we all are said to have in this country that we live in and in this state that we live in. But when it came down to it and his life was lost and the evidence was presented, the DA, who represents the state of Wisconsin, as we all know, has made a decision that says he's not going to press charges against the three individuals, the three criminals, the three murderers who took the life of a 16-year-old son, a brother, a nephew, a grandson, a 4-point student that we know it takes a lot of work to produce a child, period, but one who has exhibited potential to do the kinds of things that Corey was capable of doing, even at 16. It's a travesty that the DA has come back with the decision that they have based on the evidence. And I'm not going to go into a lot of that right now, because there's, that information was just released. I got this copy yesterday from the West Dallas Police Department. It's the statements from their investigation. I'm still waiting for the statements from the DA's investigation. And the video evidence that we have, in and of itself, clearly shows that this was a murder that occurred. You've seen, and some of you may have seen, some of you may have not. But yesterday on the
Craig Stingley, very emotional today, talking about the DA's decision not to file charges against the three men who restrained his son. John Chisholm announcing late on Friday that there were a couple of things that they looked at during a lengthy John Doe investigation. Question number one was there enough evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that there was intent to kill Corey Stingley? And Chisholm decided after reviewing the evidence there was not. And then the second one, whether or not the men who were involved in the restraint should have known that they were endangering Corey Stingley's life. And again, Chisholm ruling, whether people agree with it or disagree with it, that there was not enough evidence to take it to a jury to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that they knew what they were doing was going to endanger his life.
And Mr. Stingley saying tonight, though, that his son did not get the same inalienable rights granted to everyone, and he feels he hasn't been represented by his state. He claims that they have video evidence that shows murder occurred. So we're going to have more on this as we go through the evening.